Hello, welcome back to another episode. The conclusion of Melissa Barrera's character Liv's struggle in the upcoming Netflix survival thriller Keep Breathing lets viewers know whether or not she survived.
Hold your breath!
Please, don't leave me.
With films like 2017's Jungle and TV shows like the undervalued 2021 mystery series Yellowjackets emphasizing on the enduringly well-liked theme of likable heroes being forced to suffer terrible hardship, survival drama has recently had a resurgence. Keep Breathing, a brand new Netflix miniseries, is the most current in a recent wave of successful survival dramas. Keep Breathing tells the short, complete narrative of Liv and stars Melissa Barrera as the lead. Dedicated to her career as a securities litigator, Liv is a driven lawyer with little time for a personal or romantic life. She has little time for hobbies or extracurricular activities. This becomes an issue for the heroine of the Netflix series when Liv quits work unexpectedly and boards a plane to see her estranged mother in Inuvik without telling anybody. The issue is that Liv's plane is delayed, and she fears that a later arrival will cause her to miss a reunion with her mother, which was the purpose of her ill-fated trip. Unlike the unfortunate anti-heroines of Yellowjackets, Liv's brutal wilderness survival trek is at least partially caused by a last-minute decision that she makes while panicking at the airport. Overhearing two men conversing about their private trip passing through Inuvik, Liv offers the men $1,000 each to bring her to the remote Canadian town. The duo accepts the bargain, but when their plane crashes and the two men perish,
I can't swim.
Liv discovers that Sam and George weren't the pilot and nature photographer they claimed to be. And, as such, no character in the Netflix original series knows where they, or she, are. What happens in Keep Breathing's Season 1 ending? When George dies in the crash and Sam dies shortly after, Liv is forced to leave Sam and George behind. When Liv is left alone in the bush, she experiences near drowning, multiple injuries, hallucinations, and even a run-in with a bear that makes her think of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. Season 1 of Keep Breathing alternates Liv's journey in the forest with flashbacks to her troubled past and a recent affair with a coworker named Danny. When Lucia abandoned Liv and her father as a youngster, Liv's tense relationship with her unstable mother was unexpectedly destroyed. After her father passed away, Liv learned that Lucia had been hiding information from her about the postcards she had been sending to announce her changing whereabouts. Liv made the decision to go see her mother to make sure she hadn't inherited her instability after finding she was expecting. This led the Netflix studio show to visit Inuvik, which ultimately led to a dehydrated and extremely ill Liv having a cathartic chat with her mother in the penultimate episode of Keep Breathing.
I'm gonna need your help, Sam!
Who survives Keep Breathing's Season 1 ending? Very few named characters make it out of Keep Breathing Season 1 alive, as the series proves as efficient with dispatching characters as the killers in Barrera's earlier hit Scream 2022. Of the main cast, both Sam and George die, while Liv's father dies during a flashback that establishes her backstory. However, Liv's supportive, loving co-worker Danny survives, and the couple even has a child together in the closing moments of the season finale of the Netflix series. Meanwhile, Liv's co-worker Ruth presumably survives, and her mother Lucia might be alive in Inuvik, although it seems unlikely that Liv will visit her now. Having gotten the closure she sought and the reassuring confirmation that she is not her mother from their hallucinated conversation in a cave, does Liv meet her mother and Keep Breathing's ending? However, a well-placed surprise may enrich the story of the preceding series, which frequently pays off for many Netflix original episodes. Some of Netflix's shocking twist endings are problematic because they appear to be designed to shock viewers at the expense of plausibility. For instance, Liv's journey in the first season of Keep Breathing was entirely focused on meeting her mother for the first time since she was a kid. As a result, it comes as a major shock when Keep Breathing Season 1 concludes with Liv never seeing her mother again.
She'd drag us on those hikes, you remember?
When Liv is pulled out of a rushing river by two passing fishermen and brought back to life via CPR, the closing moments of Keep Breathing Season 1 reassure viewers that her life will be a less brutal endurance test from here on out. Audiences witness Liv reunited with Danny, welcoming the kid into the world, and beaming as a member of the contented new family. The lack of a reconciliation between Liv and her mother Lucia in the montage may come as a surprise to some viewers, even if this ending leaves little potential for a second Season 2 unlike Yellowjackets. The Netflix original drama features a climax that is obviously meant to allay worries that Liv's life would still be filled with unimaginable suffering, which is a reasonable fear for viewers to have after the trauma the character has endured in Keep Breathing Season 1. However, there is a good reason why Keep Breathing does not reassure viewers with the sight of Liv and her mother happily reunited. Why couldn't Liv meet her mother in Keep Breathing's ending? Instead of making amends and talking about Lucia's decision to leave her daughter years before, Liv wanted to see her mother in order to make sure she wouldn't end up like Lucia. Liv was afraid that she might turn into her mother, especially after finding out she was expecting. It is at this point that the fear of hereditary mental illness, which Hereditary, The Haunting of Hill House, Relic, and other recent psychological horror films, shows, and stories have explored, comes into focus because Liv's attempt to meet with her mother is motivated by fear rather than any desire to rekindle a relationship. As such, in the ending of Keep Breathing Season 1, Liv's survival and her optimistic outlook on life prove to her that she has not inherited her mother's instability. The fact that Liv made it through her ordeal and survived its physical traumas, as well as the myriad hallucinations and moments of suicidal ideation, means she no longer fears becoming Lucia, allowing the Keep Breathing Season 1 ending to reassure its heroine. Thanks for watching. Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe.